Hi everyone, it's Rebecca. I'm hoping you are here and ready to have some alignment yoga, some time for yourself. I'm going to get comfortable here on my mat with my blanket, and I encourage you to do the same. Really, all you will need for this 45-minute practice is a yoga mat and a blanket or a thin pillow. That's always very helpful to be able to fold something under our knees and shins, or perhaps put that blanket behind our head. So the other thing that you'll need for this this particular practice is an object, right? So I want you to take a moment here just to look around where you are in your immediate surroundings and find just an object. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. Maybe it's something that you really enjoy, but just find an object and bring it back to your mat, and I'm going to invite you to come into a seated position now. So, hopefully you've got your object and everything is in order, and you can see me and hear me. Fingers crossed you can. So we're going to begin with some meditation for a few minutes, and I'd like to remind you that meditation is such a deeply important part of our practice. So, you know, we know that what happens in the mind influences the body and vice versa. Very, very important to know and to remember that. And of course, our minds during these very disturbing, unpredictable times can just run rapid with thoughts, right? We don't have any control of what's going on, and we don't really know what our new normal is going to be, when we're going to get out of the precautions that we're safely doing in order to help everybody. So there's a lot of questioning in the mind and a lot of thoughts about what's going to happen, when is it going to happen. So it's very easy for those thoughts to run away and, you know, just turn into these great big stories about what might or might not happen. So meditation is a way of kind of corralling everything in and bringing it in and spending some time with it. And what that does is it helps to settle everything in the mind. It helps to settle all those thoughts that seem to run rapid. Because all we really can do is to be in the moment, right? It's all we have, is right now, in this moment, is all that we have. So it's all really that we should be attending to and bringing our awareness to. And so it's no mystery that this mind-body connection exists. The mystery is why we don't spend much time on the mind, right? Maybe if you're an active person, you spend lots of time on your body, but the mind needs the attention too. So try to remember after our practice today, if you can take a few minutes every day, and literally it can be 3, 4, 5 minutes, just to set a timer, sit down in a comfortable position, or even lay on the floor, and try to find something that you can focus your mind on. And it can be anything. It can be a sound, it can be your breath, it can be the sensations of your body. So anything can be a focus of meditation. And what you'll find is that you will have this focus, some sort of thought will take you away from it. The minute you recognize that that's happened, you bring it back to the focus. And you may have to do that several times in just 5 minutes, and that's okay. But it starts to settle the mind. So what we're going to do today for just 5 minutes before we move is a meditation on the senses of your body. So these are called the sense doors in yoga, and they're a great way to focus the mind on something. Right? So you can use this after our practice today if you'd like as well. So I would like you to begin by placing your object in front of you. I've got my flower pot here that my friend Lisa painted for me. It's got a little heart. Probably can't see that, but every time I see this flower pot, I think about her. So it makes me feel really happy in my heart. And set whatever object is in front of you. And as we meditate here, I'm going to have you focus your eyes on your object. So keep your eyes softly open and just look at that object in front of you. And as you let your eyes rest there, take a few deep breaths. As you look at this object, feel the muscles around your eyes and let them be soft. Notice that you can look at this object with a very soft gaze. It doesn't have to be hard or penetrating. It's just soft. The eyes are relaxed. Now, as you gaze at your object, notice the color. Perhaps there are several colors. Notice the detail. Notice the way the light shines on this object. Perhaps there's a shadow around this object that your eyes can see. And really look at this object. And then one more breath here as we see this object in front of us. We take a moment of gratitude for our eyes and the ability to see. Now take this object in your hands, hold it in both hands, and close your eyes. And use your sense of touch. So move that object around in both hands, feeling it. Notice the shape of your object. Notice the weight. Notice the texture. Does it feel smooth or rough? Are the edges smooth or rough? And of course you already know in your mind what this object is, but can you let go of that label? Let go of what this object is in your mind and just simply feel it. Feel the temperature. And then hold the object. Take a big breath here, a big breath of gratitude for our ability to feel. And then set that object down in front of you, keeping your eyes softly closed. And bring your awareness to your sense of smell. notice how the air comes in through your nostrils, cool, coming in through the sinuses as your brain picks up this information. You may notice smells. And if you do notice smells, notice how the brain puts a label on those smells. So maybe it has a word for whatever information is coming in. So for a moment here, can you forget the word, forget the label, and just notice the smell that's coming in? And now notice the sounds in the room that you're in. The immediate sounds. And then expand that awareness of sound into the sounds of your home or wherever you are at this moment. And now expand that awareness to the sounds outside. And again, these vibrations will come in through the ears and translate into images or labels in your mind. So can you get rid of what you label these sounds as and simply just hear them? And then take a breath of gratitude for our ability to hear and our ability to smell. And now finally, bring your awareness to the taste in your mouth. And move your tongue around, maybe on your teeth, the insides of your cheeks. Noticing any flavors there, any tastes. Maybe you've had breakfast or coffee or you've brushed your teeth. Maybe there's little remnants of those flavors in your mouth. And just notice that sense of taste. Taking a moment of gratitude there. Can you imagine if we couldn't taste? Just one more big breath here. And then slowly opening your eyes. Okay. Now notice how you feel after just 5 minutes of meditation. And again, I encourage you to find anything as an object of meditation and practice that for at least 5 minutes a day. Okay, let's get into our movement practice. So in every alignment yoga practice, we always begin with a little bit of core work. So let's have you come down into constructive rest pose. So lying on your back for just a few moments here and taking a big breath. Feeling your breath on the back of your body. Notice how your breath expands through the core and the rib cage. And just a couple more like that with a great big audible sigh. So breathe in and sigh. One more time. Breathe in. Good. All right. right, from here, let's take our thigh bones straight up and down with our knees bent. So our hips and our knees are around 90 degrees. Interlacing your fingers and placing those fingers behind your head, just very gently picking the head up from your mat. Letting the weight of the head hang into that little hammock that you've made with your hands. So from here, let's find the rib cage. Go ahead and inhale and expand the ribs. And then on the exhale, lift up and hold and just feel what's working here. I'm going to have you hold your head, your neck, shoulders up, making sure that the front of the neck isn't overworking, right? What we're doing here is just allowing the weight of the head to be in the hands. And then come down so your feet are on the floor and take your head back down, but not all the way. And then lift your legs again, hips and knees at 90, and lift up, place your feet back down, and the head back down. Legs come back up, and lift, feet down, head down. Let's do that 2 more times. And lift the legs back up, head up, feet down, head down. Lift the legs up, head up, feet down, and head all the way down. Okay, good. So we've got just a little bit of warmth and movement in the core. Now let's come onto your hands and knees. I always like to place a blanket under my knees and shins. That's up to you. And once you're here in hands and knees, I'm going to simply have you come up to your supporting yourself underneath your knees and shins, and making sure if you look back at your feet that your toes aren't angled out too much, right? We want them to line up just with the ankles, and you might feel a nice stretch on the front of your ankles here. So let's inhale and lift the arms up, and exhale, lift your chest up, come into a little baby back bend here. Now can the hands be active, the arms reaching, but your shoulders are not tense. The shoulders are relaxed, the chest is lifted. If this feels like too much work on your neck, you can just tuck your chin a little bit. Keep lifting through that chest, extend the spine. Inhale, and then exhale. Take your arms wide, come forward, place those hands on your low back, and come into a rounded spine. So into a child's pose with your hands on your back. Let's come on up. I'm going to just change my angle so you can see from a different angle if you need to. So I'm lifting my arms up, shoulders are relaxed, fingers are active, arms are active. And then inhale and lift the chest, come into that back bend, extending and lengthening the spine. Inhale. And exhale, round down through the back body, hands find the low back, and you tuck the chin, flex and round the spine. Okay, from here, let's come to hands and knees. And we'll start to work on balance a little bit as we engage that core. So looking straight down without letting the head fall towards the mat. You're going to lift it up in line with your spine and lengthen out that right arm, left leg behind you. Looking straight down, try not to wobble. So draw that low belly in, draw the ribs in, just maybe 20 or 30%. Working on balance here. And let's switch. So left arm reaches, right leg reaches back. Nice and steady. And come back to hands and knees. Now turn your toes under and walk your hands back. And rock back onto the front part of your foot. So you can take that blanket out of your way if you're using one. Hands are on the mat for support. And we're rolling forward onto the toes. Give those toes a nice stretch and roll back onto the heels. Now the heels may not come all the way down to the mat, that's fine. You're just rolling through the fascia of the feet. Now the feet and the ankles, keeping them mobile is so important. Of course, they're the foundation for all of the movement that we do. And if you are at home for long periods of time, just, doing daily activities, you're maybe getting up away from your computer as often as possible. I recommend that you spend more time than usual in bare feet, really using the muscles of the feet and not having them tied up in shoes all day. Okay, next time, heels are towards the mat. Let's walk the hands closer to our feet, push up, and lift that tailbone as high as you can towards the ceiling. So if your hamstrings are tight, it's fine to keep your knees bent, but press those feet down and really feel like you're standing on the entire sole of your foot. Right? So press down, make sure you're not taking your weight to the outside or the inside edges of your feet. Really feel your entire foot and press them down like you're imprinting your feet on your mat. Let your head hang into our first forward fold, stretching out that back body. One more inhale here. And then inhale, come all the way up. Take your arms out to the side. Really stretch, and those shoulders reach up. Again, can you have your arms high without tension in your shoulders? And then exhale, and hands come down. Okay, let me face you. Now, let's think about opening the chest, right? This is a part that gets very, very tight on a lot of us. So we're going to open up, and we're going to think about that opening coming from our feet, right? So the foundation has to be nice and wide and flat. Take a moment to feel your feet, even weight, and also even weight between the front part of your foot and your heel. And then take your arms up this way and think about your chest coming forward. So take the weight now on your feet a little bit forward. So it's like we're pressing through our chest where our weight is forward and our spine is lengthened. We don't want to compress the spine by going back with our arms up. So think about forward and long through the crown of the head. Now, take that right arm up. So you're reaching up, shoulders still relaxed, and bring it back behind you until you feel a nice stretch in these pectoral muscles in through here. And then take that one forward and down, and same thing other side. So reach it up, shoulders relaxed, and take it back behind you. Let's do one more on each side. Reach up and back. Chest comes forward. We're a little forward on the front part of our feet. And then switch. Same thing. Think about length through the crown, length through your spine. And then back down. Okay. Now, awareness on the feet. Let's start to work a little bit on balance and keeping those feet and ankles open. So bring all of your weight to your left foot and point your right toe. And just notice how your balance feels on that left foot. Now we'll take the weight forward. We'll softly land on that foot, bend your knee, and then push up and lift up. Try not to fall. Let's try it again. All the weight on the left. Lift, come forward, bend, lift up, and back. Same foot. Lift up, come forward, bend, push up, lift, and back. Two more times. Lift, come forward, push up, and back. Last time. Lift, forward, bend that knee, push up, and back. So, second side. Let's see what this side's like. Lift, point the toe, come forward, bend the knee, lift, and back. Again, same side. That's it. So maybe you feel the work in your ankle, maybe you feel it in the entire foot, maybe in the knees. But think about pushing off and landing lightly. All right, good. So everything should be a little more looser, a little more open and awake now. Let's step wide on your mat, wide as you can, and then take your heels in so your toes are out just a little bit. We'll come into Sumo Pose. Hands find the hips here. Belly's in, ribs in, and we're lifted up through the crown of the head. Let's inhale, take that chest forward and up again. And then on the exhale, bend those knees right over the center of your feet and squat down into a sumo. Your butt comes back behind you, tailbone is relaxed. Push down, lift up, and exhale back down into sumo. And down lifts us up, and down into sumo. Last time, lift up. And finding that sumo will stay here in sumo. Let's keep the right heel down and lift the left heel up. And then switch. So again, we're working through the feet, the ankles, and we're getting a little bit of calf and hamstring work here. Of course, glutes and quadriceps are working. Now the next time the left heel lifts, hold it up. And then lift the right heel. Balance on the front part of that foot. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Heels come down with control. And then push down on those feet to lift up. Come back to your mountain and shake everything out. So mountain pose is that place where you simply just feel your feet underneath your body. Weight is even, right? It's such a good awareness to have as we move throughout our day. Where is the weight on my feet? Am I even on the whole? You want to stand on the whole sole of your foot. All right, step wide again. This time let's take the left toes out and take those right toes in. So they're angled in, front toes are out, hands are on the hips. And try to keep your hips level. Let's inhale here and exhale, bend. Push down on that front foot to straighten and push down on that front foot as you bend. Inhale as you push up. Exhale as you bend. One more, inhale. Exhale, let's hold here. And then tip that pelvis like a teapot. So we're going to take our pelvis over. Forearm finds that front thigh bone. And think about length through the back edge of that foot, all the way to the side of your body, through the crown of your head. And try not to sink here on this arm. You're lifting up using the core body to support you. Taking the top hand, wrapping it around your rib cage, and rotate those ribs up towards the ceiling and look at your hand. So here in side angle, we'll do a little bit of neck work. You're looking up towards that hand, now look down towards the front foot. Inhale, lift up, and exhale down. One more time, inhale, look up, and exhale down. All right, imagine someone's pulling you up from those top fingertips. So lift on up, out of side angle pose. And we'll find it on the other side. So these right toes are angled out, back toes are angled in, hands on the hips. And remember, we're trying not to tilt in that front pelvis. Try to keep your pelvis level. Inhale and exhale, bend. Push down, add resistance as you straighten. Push down, adding resistance as you bend. Keep going. Just let your breath flow. Maybe this is the first time in a while you've really paid attention to how much you're breathing. So just let it go. Feel the inhale. Feel the exhale. Hold it here. All right, tipping that pelvis like a teapot. Forearm comes to that front thigh bone, and we've got that same length through the side body, all the way through the crown of the head. Let's take those ribs and rotate them up towards the ceiling in a nice twist, looking up towards that top hand. and then down towards your front foot. Looking back up and looking down. One last time. Feel the neck gently moving and back down. Use the strength of the core to lift and pull you up out of side angle. And then again, step back to both feet in your mountain pose. Nice big breath. Okay, back to that wide stance. Left toes come out, right toes come in. Now take your arms out in front of you. Again, we'll extend, so there's lots of energy and strength work happening here in the arms, but the shoulders are not pulled up towards your ears. They're nice and relaxed. You can feel your shoulder blades hugging your back body and your belly's in. Inhale, and exhale, bend that front knee. So here you are in your warrior two, nice and strong. Now we're going to switch this warrior two into a triangle pose. So keep that front knee bent for now. Take the front hand and reach it forward. Reach, 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 reach as far as you can. Hold your upper body in this position, looking forward over that front middle finger. And then bring your awareness to your left pelvis, the base of your pelvis, your sits bone, and draw that sits bone back, 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 back until the knee is all the way straight. Take that front hand down to your shin. Lift the right arm up and look at it into triangle. Now in triangle, a great opportunity to stretch out the inner adductors here on the inside of your thigh and your hamstrings, simply by pushing down that front big toe. Press it into the mat. One more breath. Again, using the side body, the core, to lift you up out of that triangle pose. Second side. So feet are in that same position with those back toes in. We've got the arms reaching, shoulders relaxed. Inhale, and exhale, bend the front knee. Here you are, warrior two, strong, strong warrior. Now reach forward with that front arm as far as you can. And then we'll take the right sits bone back, 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 pull it back. Pull it back so much that that front knee straightens all the way. Right hand comes down to the front shin. And we look up towards that left arm as we reach. Triangle pose. Can you press down that front big toe? You might feel a really nice stretch on the inner and back part of your leg. And one more breath here. Inhale, lift up to pull yourself up out of triangle pose. And come back to your mountain. Feel your feet, feel your body. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit longer through your spine. Okay, take your feet a little bit wider. And then think about your tailbone. And your tailbone is nice and relaxed. So you've got knees that are soft, and I want you to just kind of shift your hips around a little bit. So knees are soft, tailbone's relaxed, and then you're actually going to take your tailbone and tuck it under. From here, start to walk your fingers down your front legs, knees, and shins, keeping that tailbone tucked under, and let the whole upper body just hang towards the floor. I'm going to do it from the side here. So we're just letting the head hang, the chin is very slightly tucked, and we're letting the whole back line of fascia stretch out. And notice when you simply just go side to side, your feet take the weight. There's a nice weight shift there. You can feel lots of different things happening in the back body. Just Everything's stretching. Easy going. And then the hands find the shins, and let's slowly roll up. And roll those shoulder blades on the back. All right. We're back here in our mountain. It's always our place, our foundation to start again. So we'll take our right leg now, cross that right foot over our left foot. So I love this particular work. It's good for a nice stretch into the hip and the IT band, but it's great balance work. So we're back to the foundation of the feet. Even in this position, can you feel both feet equally? So really spread out the weight between the front and back part of your feet and the right, left side. All right, so feel that first. Now, take the right arm up. You can have a nice strong reach without tension in the shoulders. So the shoulders relaxed, the fingers are active, belly's in. Now reach up and then take that top arm back behind you. So you're going to do a nice big circle as you twist the spine and reach behind you. And then reach in front of you, back up. 2 more times. Reach, shoulders relaxed, come back. And reach in front of you, last time. Twisting the spine, opening the chest. Good. Coming back to that initial stretch. Shoulders relaxed, arm is active. And then we'll come on over and stretch that whole side body. You might feel this in your ribs, your waist, maybe all the way down if your IT band is tight. And then inhale and lift back up using your core. Arms come down. And we're back to our mountain, back to our foundation. All right, let's see what the other side's like. So cross on over with that left foot. Take a moment. Right? This is the most important part. How are you standing on both of these feet? Notice all the toes. And then take that left arm up. It's active, shoulders soft. Inhale here. And exhale, great big circle behind you. Twist through the spine, reach back, and come forward and lift up. Again, reach back, twist that spine. And one last time. Come back to that nice long side body. And take the arm over. Inhale, lift back up. Arm comes down. And we're back to our mountain again. All right, before we come down to the mat, I'd like you to step pretty wide with your toes out just a little bit. And bend your knees, just start to go side to side in your knees and your hips. So your hips are moving side to side, your knees are moving side to side, and you might naturally notice how the ribs and the shoulders will just follow along. So we've got this nice fluid motion here. Pretty soon our arms are doing the same thing. So working through our fascia. All right, come back to center now. I want you to imagine that there's a feather right in front of your left foot. So you're going to bend your left knee and bring your right arm up, reach over your body, pick up the feather, bend your right knee and take that feather across your body and throw it away. Ooh. All right, bend your left knee, arm comes across the body, pick the feather up again. Same side. Across your body, throw it away. Last time, across the body, and up and away. Good, straighten that knee. Let's do the other side. So right knee bends, and that feather's in front of your right foot now. So cross your body, bend your left knee and throw it away. great big motions here. Again, pick it up in both knees. And lift and toss that feather last time. And we're back. Good. All right. So we've worked some muscle, some fascia. And I'll have you come down now. We'll do one last thing to open up your hips. So come down to your knees. Again, you can use your blanket if you need to. Take that right foot forward. Draw your tailbone under and bring your pelvis forward. You come into a nice hip flexor stretch. Lifting the left arm up. Again, can you bring your chest forward and that arm back so we get space across the pectorals, opening the chest, but trying to keep length in your spine so you're not compressing your spine. Press that back toe down, that back big toe, top of the foot. Inhale and exhale, come down. Let's switch. And foot grounds down. Take the tailbone under, pelvis forward, lift the arm, lift the chest. Length through the crown of your head as you press down that back foot, back big toe. Inhale, lift a little higher. And exhale down. Okay, good. Now let's just simply come to our backs. Back into that constructive rest pose and draw your knees into your chest. Big breath here. And then lengthen your legs out. Take your arms away from your side body with your palms up, coming into Shavasana for just a few minutes of rest. If your mind wanders off beyond this moment, bring it back to the sensations. Feel your breath moving through your body. And take one more big breath here, right where you're at. This pose, this Shavasana, another wonderful thing to do for yourself. You do it any time during the day if you have some extra time right now. All right, go ahead and roll to your right side and push yourself up to seated. And I'll end our practice with a reading called A Conquest. And this was written by a woman named Lucy Larcombe, and she lived in the 1800s. She was born in 1824 and died in 1893. And that's one of the things I love about it. It's just so old, but it still pertains to us right now. So Lucy says, "It is a conquest when we can lift ourselves above the annoyances of circumstances over which we have no control. But it is a greater victory when we can make those circumstances our helpers, when we can appreciate the good there is in them. It has often seemed to me as if life stood beside me, looking me in the face and saying, 'Child, you must learn to like me in the form in which you see me. before I can offer myself to you in any other aspect. Child, you must learn to like me in the form in which you see me before I can offer myself to you in any other aspect. So it's a reminder, isn't it? The way that we react to these circumstances we're in has a huge influence on our life. So thank you for joining me today in this alignment yoga practice. I'm so glad you were here. And let's bring our hands to our hearts with just a big breath of gratitude. Sit quietly every day, move a little bit every day, and I hope to see you soon in person. Namaste. Bye. Bye.